You guys seem to love the Grimstone video so much that I decided why not go ahead and do a Deepslate build hacks kind of tutorial video. In this update, all that's really been changed about Deepslate is that the name's been changed a little bit, but I thought it'd be cool to do another build hacks video. If you guys are brand new, welcome. Glad you're here. This is YoMeister238, and I'm really glad you guys are watching this video. If you do like, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. With all that said, all that fun nonsense, we will go through 10 kind of build hacks and just unique individual uses for this new Deepslate block. Let's jump into it. So the very first use of Deepslate I thought we could do is polish Deepslate slabs and that sort of thing, using it kind of in a common setting that we would actually have in a Minecraft kitchen. Over here you can see I used it for countertops and some shelving as well, along with just sprucing this thing up, making it look a little bit nice. I included some candles too because I thought that could be a cool use, but it's a very dark theme, so you want to apply it to kind of lighter backgrounds. I even used some of the tinted glass on the top too, just for a little bit of skylight. But yeah, this is the first use. I don't really know if there's much else to say other than it looks really good with the lighter colors. Over here, the granite is originally what I was going to use, and I changed that to strip dark oak wood, so I'm going to change that as well real quick. But as you can see, it looks pretty nice. And with the white iron, I like how it contrasts it. You need some lighter colors for this block if you're going to do a more of a modern aesthetic. But yeah, I think this applied pretty well. And then we just use calcite and diorite kind of like as tiling for the back of the kitchen. But yeah, I think that looks pretty darn solid. Let's move on to the next one already. And now for kind of what everyone's been waiting for, which this is a dungeon-like feel. Right over here, we have got the black stone transferring to the Deepslate, transferring to the stone bricks on top, creating a very nice dungeon-like feel with the candles, the black candles that we get, and all of these different block variations, and maybe some polished blackstone buttons on the floor. We can create dungeons underground. Could you imagine this if this was just the view right here, right? Just like that, underneath very deep dark cave. This would look so cool with the chains and everything too, the iron walls going across this thing. Iron bars is what I meant to say. Yeah, it's a very unique look, and I think this is one of the reasons people are so excited about Deepslate. It's because Grimstone, I feel like, was a better option for the title too, by the way, but creates this very dungeon-like feel. And so with this, we can now create very medieval, very Gothic styled builds like that. With my third one, my third option, I'm actually using chiseled Deepslate to make this look like cannons on a ship. Obviously, I haven't created the entire ship just because that would be a little overkill, but I did create enough of it to represent a ship. And I thought that these guys, like right here with the spruce signs and the spruce slabs right there, kind of makes this look like cannons on an actual ship, and I think that looks so very cool. It's definitely a unique use for it, a creative one too, but just look at the mouth right there. That's the perfect color and the perfect shape for a cannon on a ship. From there, I also even use chains, and I don't know why I never thought about this, but chains on a ship for anchors and stuff is like the perfect use of chains. I don't know why I didn't include that in my chains ideas. I just didn't think of it at the very time. But it definitely looks cool. The ship looks nice and everything, and I think these guys are actually, I think these will be a lot more useful than some people have been saying that it will be. This next one might look similar to my last one because it's basically my shorter wall except expanded into sort of an arch. Could you imagine this as a hallway? You walking down this thing, and obviously this is only like a half, maybe even a quarter of it, because you would have these arches go out like a little bit more like that. But could you imagine just these collapsed buildings using all the Deepslate bricks and chains in the walls and candles lighting it up? This would create the perfect apocalyptic destruction kind of just cool look that we want to go for. I don't know what I'm saying at this point, but it's a perfect texture for desolation, grimness, grimstone, which is why I still think that's a better term for it. And I think this could be turned into an amazing build. Lots of ruins, kind of like a Skyrim sort of feel to it, if you ask me. I'm excited for this block. I'm starting to fall in love with this block. Then the next idea is also another very dungeon-like-esque idea. As you can see, this would be a hallway. I put this black concrete here just because I ran out of space in my little building, but it's definitely an interesting thing for sure, using the gray candles and these guys putting some walls instead of blocks to make the walls have a little bit more texture, having iron bars go across and then chains. Right here, if we take a step back, this could look like a very nice dungeon hallway. I even included the incorporation of dark oak planks and the dirt paths, because these two blocks I'm finding more and more go well together, and I think they fit the aesthetic of this whole environment, the grim, deep, dusky, dirty kind of feel, which is nice. And then the lanterns, even these soul lanterns kind of fit the dreary and scary mood of this kind of hallway. Now this next one I was actually asked to do by one of my YouTuber fans, I guess you could say. what I've basically done is I've created what I think a cave update would sort of look like, which I've done in some previous videos too, including the incorporation of copper ores though, and the new lapis ore. But what I've done differently is these guys right here. These guys have a lot more of a range. As you can see, I didn't have these built up earlier because the range of the amount of pixels that come off them is kind of enormous. But inside, if we walk back inside, you just get this whole brand new perspective. With the particles floating around, it makes you feel like you're in a lot more of a vegetative like state. And so all I did was I created my own little cave system using some mossy cobble, a lot of the newer blocks that have been added, such as glow berries, glow lichen on the walls and whatnot, and having vines hanging down. We get this really nice, this has literally nothing to do with Deepslate. This is just because someone asked me to do it, but that's why I included it. And I think it's cool. I think this is definitely a cool feature that's been added, is that these particle effects go so far around the cave. It might even be a unique way to be going by a normal cave and you see these particles and you realize that there's a lush cave nearby. But yeah, not Deepslate related at all, but cool nonetheless. This next one is probably my only really big build hack. It's a torch, a grimstone, I keep saying grimstone, Deepslate torch tower, and this just looks really, really pretty. If you guys want, I'll go right here just so you guys can pretty much copy it, maybe do a little bit of a swivel just so you guys can see what it looks like. So using some black banners and a lot of the Deepslate blocks along with dark oak. Dark oak goes very well with the Deepslate because they're both very dark blocks, and then with the dark oak we also get the advantage of having trapdoors, signs, and that sort of thing. But yeah, it's kind of like a Gothic torch tower, and this is probably my only actual like build hack thing. But I think it looks pretty darn cool and awesome and cool. Man, I'm saying cool again. I do that a lot in my videos. I'm starting to realize that. But yeah, I think it fits very well in the light blue, or the light blue fire, kind of cyan blue is just a very good contrast to the darkness of it all. And then this one right here is actually very similar to the build we did right over here. So like we have the arches going over, this would be kind of like a pavilion. So over here you can see that there are dark oak trapdoors going over, and this is kind of creating a wall. Could you imagine this as a hallway? I really should have just completed the sides. That's what I did, but I was kind of lazy. I'm not gonna lie. But if you're just walking down these things, these could be in very nice pavilions. Maybe you could even get some sort of coral blocks on top to look like bushes, dead bushes hanging above. I don't know if there's any good. I'd have to look through and see if there's any good dead looking blocks that could be put onto this. But it's definitely a cool idea for a pavilion, something that looks a little bit more destroyed, a little bit more grim. Yeah, just some ideas I'm throwing out there. You know, we got the acacia mixed in with the basalt as well, because these blocks also are very nice. They're kind of in the same color gradient as the Deepslate blocks themselves. But with the chains hanging down, we could probably add some lanterns as well, maybe even some torches and stuff like that. This could be a very nice looking pavilion with a dark, cool feel to it. This next one was not created by me at all, but instead Goldrobin. This is a villager statue, and all I've done is I've changed out blocks and added features that I think would be fitting with the Deepslate block. So huge shout out to him, link in the description, all that fun stuff. I'm not going to go around claiming that I'm stealing people's ideas, because this was totally not my idea. This was brilliant design by him. All I did was tweak it, add my own block palettes, and kind of add my own features, like this wand right here, this kind of staff with the copper ore, and then a lot of the glow lichen wrapping around it. That's what this is. That's why that looks a little strange. And then some floating sparkles from his staff as well. And then I featured a lot of this dark oak wood and pieces of him kind of crumbling around, because since this is a very grim looking block, something that looks like it would probably have fallen down, I wanted it to look like the whole thing was sort of collapsing. So I added blocks falling down, little pieces kind of mismatched. You know, his head's a bit dented. This poor villager's been, he's had it rough, but it makes sense too. In a gloomy, moist kind of underground area in dungeons like they are in real life, you would have a lot of water damage and erosion and that sort of thing. So I tried to capture that with this guy, and then even add kind of like a little cape. It almost looks like a collar that would be put on the villager, and he gives me more of a pillager look than a villager, in all honesty, with this setup. But I think he turned out great, and I hope my rendition meets up to Goldrobin's standards. He had some really amazing statues, absolutely amazing. Again, link in the description, so guys, check him out if you guys want to see a lot more cool build hack ideas and that sort of thing. But then my very last one is this guy right here, which is literally just a Gothic Grimstone, I keep saying Grimstone, Deepslate library with actual some functionality underneath. You can see there's actual barrels in the chest that you can go to underneath, because I like my things to be functional as long as it's aesthetically pleasing. But just using dark oak and the Deepslate blocks, and then with bookshelves and looms behind, we get a very nice Deepslate looking kind of a Gothic library set, you could say. In the background, I just kept using the white concrete powder and the calcite that I actually used for the same floor palette over here, which creates a nice contrast to the dark gray. It almost makes, with how white it is, with how bright these blocks are, it almost makes the bookshelf look a little bit brighter than it normally does when, say, we would go over here and look at this. And if we go in here now, it looks a lot darker because of the black, which is cool. This is a very interesting block because by putting certain blocks around it with the white makes it brighter, black makes it darker, but I guess it's kind of, I don't know. I'm going on a tangent, but yeah, just a nice little bookshelf. You could probably add some candles in there somewhere too to spruce things up a little bit, and maybe even some carpet if you really wanted to decorate this a bit more and make this look a little bit more like a house and less like a museum artifact. But with that said, those are my Deepslate ideas done and dusted. I think that they turned out pretty good. Some of them I wish I would have gone over and revised a little bit more, but it's hard to continue to think of ideas. I really like this thing right here. I think this one turned out absolutely amazing. That's definitely going in the thumbnail for sure. But I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And I'll be continuing to do these videos every once in a while once we get enough blocks. Probably not. If like just one block is introduced like this was, the Spore Blossom, I probably won't do an entire video on that because that would be a little bit crazy. But I will be as updates continue to come and as 1.17 comes out. I hope you guys are excited for 1.17 as much as I am. Insane caves, insane build height. It's going to revolutionize the way Minecraft is played, really it is, and the way we mine. It's just going to be so cool. I'm excited for it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe and all that fun stuff. And enjoy life. Enjoy Minecraft as always. I'll see you guys in the next video, whatever that may be. And ciao. Oh, and before I actually go ahead and finish this video off 100%, if you guys want to get this world, said that weird. If you guys want to get this world downloaded, there will be a download link in the description. So you guys can come in here, check it out yourself. There might even be some hidden secrets in this world. I'm not going to tell you if there is or not, but there just might be. Yeah, if you guys want to check it out, just follow the link and you're set. Ciao!